So if you divorce because of sexual immorality and affairs and adultery, and you get remarried to somebody else, so once you enter into that marriage, enter into that covenant, does that mean that the law of adultery doesn't apply to them anymore because you're in a new covenant? The law of adultery and being faithful doesn't change because the covenant did. Many people make the mistake that covenant and law are the exact same thing. You can be an unmarried person, never been married before in your life, but the law of adultery is still there. It remains. Once you get married, it now applies to you, and even if you divorce and get married again, it still applies in that marriage. The law of adultery didn't change. The Torah is the same thing. When you get engaged to somebody, you are promising to marry them. You're promising to have a wedding, a marriage ceremony where you say vows, where you will go into a marriage to walk in those vows that you say at the wedding. So before Abraham, with Noah and all them before, the Torah was still there. They were just unmarried at that point. Even though Abraham was chosen but just because it wasn't written down and there wasn't a marriage ceremony yet, doesn't mean that it wasn't there, that it didn't still exist. And we know it did because we see emblemances of it before it was even given. We are told that Abraham walked in all his statutes, precepts, and commands. If you don't want to believe that, that's on you. But the truth is the truth. Anyway, covenant is not law. The law is eternal, working outside and inside of the covenants. I want to show you the sequence of the covenants, and maybe it can kind of give you a visual of what went down Abraham and on, even to us. Okay, so Abraham was made a Hebrew, which means crossed over after he obeyed God and followed him. He was given the promise to be a father of many nations. He birthed the bride, the people of Israel, seed of Abraham. Yahweh delivered the bride. He put him through testing to see if he was going to betroth them or not. Then we have the wedding at Mount Sinai when the Torah was given at Shavuot. Then we have the marriage, walking in the marriage. We have the separation when they were scattered, and then we have the divorce when they didn't come back when they were supposed to. Then we have a waiting period, and then we do it all over again. We have the bride pride. Yeshua paid the penalty. We have the reconciliation. We have the birth and redeliverance of the Holy Spirit. Shavuot again. We have a greater promise. Then we will have the bride once the olive trees are complete. We're in the betrothal, the engagement period. We're not at the wedding yet. Then we'll have the marriage supper of the Lamb, and we'll enter into a marriage for eternity without any more desire to go astray.